on the Himalayan today. Just giving the new boots a road test. Doing a bit of a tilt review on the Himalayan today. We've not done one on this. It's not Sue's favourite bike really. It's a bit tall for her to get on, but she has a new pair of boots today, so I persuaded her to come out on the Himalayan. So we've just been out, we've done about 100 or so kilometres. Okay, up. I think Sue's view on it's still tall to get on and tall to get off. She can get on it okay, but she struggles to get off it. I think what it is, when she gets off it, as soon as her foot touches the floor, the rear of the bike starts to go up because the weight's off it. Then she's struggling a bit. But my thoughts on it too. I think if it was my only bike, I'd say yeah, it's great. Done quite a bit of work on this. It's got Hitchcock valves in it, tech cam, X-Lite fuel module. It runs really nice. But I've got two other bikes as well. I've got the Bullet 500, which I absolutely love. I've got Interceptor 650, which I'm in the process of doing quite a few mods on. Now today we've been up a tight mountain road, back road, lots of tight twists in it, and I find this doesn't have the torque of the Bullet, because it was like first and second gear corners, some of them, and it's not as smooth. I think it's because it hasn't got the torque, it needs a few more revs. So if it's the only bike, I think it was great, absolutely. But today I would have preferred to have been on the Bullet. It seems strange, doesn't it? But there again, the Bullet suspension's quite good. This had new rear shock in it, so the suspension on the back's good. YSS front's not bad anyway. I think for me, I keep comparing everything to my 500 Bullet. The 500 Bullet's got soul. That's what this lacks. It's a very good bike, decent travelling bike, especially for the Bulgarian roads where they're rough. The suspension, you can't fault it really now. But I've really wanted it, Sue to be happy on this, because I like taking her out with me as well, which sort of puts me back in the situation. If we go out, it'll always want to be the Bullet, which is a bit of a shame really, but no, it's what she likes to be on. It's easy for her to get on and off. Plus me, as adventure bikes go, these aren't tall, are they? But you know, when you get sort of a 66 next birthday, on not so good days, shall we say, I find it a little bit tall sometimes. But it's just how things are, isn't it? But my view for anybody who thinks maybe a Himalayan isn't a good bike for tour, yes, you can tour on this. It'll easy pull you two up, no problem. You know, don't think you're going to be loaded up to the hilt with it, with boxes and tents and God knows what, and you know, sitting at 140 kilometres an hour down the motorway. You can forget that. You've got to remember it's only 400cc. But if you want pleasant riding, touring, especially in the mountains, you know, riding around these views like this, you can't fault it. No, this is a main road, this is. If you ride to the speed limits, it's great. I don't even know Sue's on the back of it. So, you know, it is a good touring bike. You can go anywhere. People travel around the world on the things. It depends what you want really, I suppose. But yeah, I'd say it's good. I took all the luggage off this because I was going to ride it a bit more off-road. But the last time I was out off-road, I about did myself in for a fortnight, so the wife's not too happy about that, so probably stick to the road a bit back again. But then it puts you like, well, if I'm sticking to road riding a lot more, I've got other bikes that can do that just as well as if not a lot better. But this isn't what this video is about. It's a 2-up review. So she thinks the seat's comfortable, no vibration with it. It's really just the getting on and off, which is a bit of an hassle. Well, it's not really an hassle, it's easier to get on and off the Bullet, isn't it? Or it's even easier to get on and off the Interceptor because they're very similar size. You might think it's not much of a problem, but you only need a little bit of a pothole where you're putting your foot down or something like this. It's just a bit tall. Seems a bit tall for her. If I said to her we're going out on this, you coming with me? She'd come with me, like. It's just what she prefers, isn't it? But I think if you, as a one-day bike, 2-up, it's plenty good enough for that. I'm just looking at all them birds on the rocks. If you travel on your own, 2-up, it's great. I think your problem could be if you're travelling with your mates, depending on what they're riding on. I've got a mate who's got my old BMW 650 GS, and if I go out with him, he's always got the edge because it's that bit bigger engine. Besides that, there isn't a lot of difference. So it all depends on your riding style. But as I ride mainly on my own, it don't bother me much anyway. Do you find it tedious on the long journey? Yeah, can be. When it's twisty roads with scenery, you don't even think about it. Back roads, I don't even think about it. Dual carriageways, motorways, I know people say avoid them, take the back roads, but you know, quite a lot of the time, if you're going A to B, there maybe isn't, especially where I live, there isn't motorways. This is a major road, this is in Bulgaria, so you don't come across the motorways so much. We have got them, but they run straight up the one end to the other sort of affair. So if you're not on the major routes, you're on back roads, or this is a main road. Well, there's not really a lot more I can say about it, really. Yeah, 2-up, it's comfortable. There's enough room for us both. It's got enough power to pull us both. Even with luggage on, it'll still do it. But I do notice there's a big difference from riding solo on my own to riding 2-up. It just takes the edge off the bike. On this bit of the road, I don't notice at all. But like this morning, where it was steep and you was dropping down from 4th to 2nd gear out of it like a U-bend in the road up a mountain, then you open the throttle, it doesn't pull as good. And also I find on the hilly roads 2-up, if you want to pass something, we were stuck behind I think it was a Volkswagen 4x4 this morning, diesel, and there's something wrong with it. It was chucking out stinking of diesel fumes, and I didn't really have the power to get past it 2-up the mountain roads. So in the end we ended up having to back right off to let him pull away from us and just keep a distance. But even then I could smell it for long enough. But not going to complain about it. Do enjoy riding it, and like I say, if I didn't have other bikes, I'd think this was great, because it is a good bike, there's no two ways about it. Big following, as we all know, a 411. Probably a 452 would be better for me, 2-up, but there again, I'm back at the same old problem, still a bit tall for Sue to get on the back. So our situation isn't the same as everybody's situation. I think for Sue we'll be sticking with the Bullet 2 up, or maybe the Interceptor when I get it sorted. Just a bit strange, out of all the bikes I've ever owned, I've never known her like one particular bike so much as she likes that Bullet. Well, there you go. Well, not a lot more I can say about it. All I can tell you is, yes, it's a good bike. Yes, it'll do touring, riding, even with your luggage. Just don't expect to be tearing up any trees with it. If you can stick to your back roads, or basically keep off the main roads if you possibly can. I don't think the drivers in Bulgaria are any worse than the UK, because we don't have as much traffic as you can see. To me, the Bulgarians, the worst thing that ever happened was somebody give them the use of a steering wheel. And they all tend to have the fastest cars available and drive like maniac. I don't know whether you ever noticed on any of my videos, as you're driving down the road, there's like gravestones, monuments everywhere where people have died, and it's not the odd one or two, they're all over the place. Now this is how bad the driving is here. So sometimes a bit of power can get you out of trouble, which you do lack in this. But anyway, enough of that, I think. So there's no complaints on it, 2-up, not really, as a 2-up bike for other people. So touring, do whatever you want with it. Yes, it manages everything, all at a certain pace, of course.
Well, we've been out on the Himalayan for a good ride round today, done maybe 150 kilometres, something like that. I wanted to go on just to try my new boots out. Boots are brilliant, love them, ever so comfy. In fairness, Ian made a bloody good choice on these. He's not known for his expertise in shopping, especially for me. Unfortunately, I can't say quite the same about the Himalayan. It's a good bike if you like going off-road, but for me it's too tall. I can get on it, but I really struggle getting off it because I've got a bad knee and I just can't twist to get on and off properly. So it's got to be the Bullet for me every time, I'm afraid. The suspension on the Himalayan is fantastic. On the fast roads you glide over the bumps as though they don't exist, and it is very, very comfortable sat on the back. But taking everything into consideration, I'm afraid it's the Bullet for me.
So hope this was useful. I'm not going to go into it too much because there's plenty of 2-up, touring, whatever videos. So big thumbs up. Any comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.